able to just tell you one more time, or to remind you of how I get these alternate translations. I look up the word in the Hebrew, and I'm looking for something that makes sense to what the Lord has already taught me. I'm doing these translations based upon the unfolding doctrine that's coming forth here. So you get a word here and a word there. Like I see the word, for example, I see the word that means ascend, and this is, well, I saw the word 1/6, and I put it together with, I know there were 6 separate in the Midah, so I put 1/6 together with that. So you get these series of words, and you pray about it, and the Lord shows me the doctrine that He's already taught me in these words. And then sometimes there's a piece of information that's new, but there's enough information that's reflecting the doctrine that He already taught me for me to get the bulk of the verse, and then maybe there's something else that now teaches me something that is something new. And brethren, this is a parallel, excuse me, to the way the rabbis get revelations. You know how the rabbis get revelation, okay? They will look at a word, and it's, again, it's under, this is all under the anointing, okay? You have to be led by the Spirit, or it could never work. So if you get a rabbi that's under the anointing, at least the rabbis of the past have been under the anointing, and they'll take a verse. They'll take a verse just like I do, and they'll take every word in the verse, and they can calculate the numerical value of all of the words. All of the words in the verse. Like I looked them up in the alternate lexicon. They calculate the numerical value of each word. And in order to do that, you have to calculate the numerical value of each letter. And the Hebrew letters each are associated with a number. And then they have a whole list. They have a whole list. It's either in their mind or it's written out that such and such a number means Messiah. That exists somewhere. I just don't know what it is. Such and such a number means Messiah. Then they find another word that they calculate the total numerical value of the word, and it's the same number that means Messiah. And they write it down. This word means Messiah. And they do that with every word in the verse. And they see if they could associate the numerical value of any one word with that same numerical value, meaning another word that fits in to the way the Lord is directing them. Can you see the parallel to what I just told you? That's how they do it. And also, when you get, if you read some of these scholars that have looked at the Dead Sea Scrolls, or that have found ancient literature, I have found that if they're honest scholars, they show you in the back of the book, or somewhere in the book, they show you the words that they found. These Dead Sea Scrolls, or these, wherever they find the manuscripts that are partially worn away, they just have words. A hieroglyphic, this hieroglyphic means that hieroglyphic means that hieroglyphic means that. Just words. And then they subjectively look at it, and it's the working of the mind that comes up with the translation. So every time you read a translation in any area where it's coming from, where it's not the actual original, you are getting the work of the mind, getting the work of the mind of the scholar. So it's really important what you read and who you read from and who the scholar is, and it's really important that God is with you. Because these scriptures are fluid. The whole King James translation, which comes out such blood and guts and destruction and condemnation, excuse me, that was the mindset. It was actually a Catholic mindset, excuse me. It was the mindset of the Catholic mindset of the Church of England in that day. Hell and damnation, all coming out of the soul of the people that were the interpreters of Christianity in those days, wherever that came from. their carnal mind looking at the scripture. That's where it came from. It came from the first Adam. So what we're up against today, this is the truth of the scripture. This is what the author had to say. But not only was no one available to bring it forth like this, because you have to understand the doctrine. Before you can see the doctrine in the Hebrew words, you have to have the doctrine in your heart. So if the apostles had it, I think the apostles had it, either they wrote it up in a manner where it would be hidden because the average person couldn't understand it, or the translators of the original Aramaic of the New Testament didn't understand what Paul was talking about. It's been coming to my attention lately, the degree to which Paul is blasphemed. I really didn't understand how serious it was. I recently found out that Islam, the whole Islam, blasphemes the name of Paul. They deny his apostleship, they deny his writings, they say bad things about him. Many in the church don't like him because they don't understand what he's saying about women. They don't understand that he's talking about the female soul in most instances. And I recently heard another religion just completely discrediting Pauline doctrine. I was really amazed to find that out, that he's very discredited in a lot of circles because he's completely misunderstood.